What if a local cop, fueled by prejudice, pulled a gun on a black Secret Service agent, grabbing coffee only for the agent's unshakable calm to unravel the officer's career in minutes? Welcome to The Agent's Calm in the Crosshairs, a story that'll grip your heart and ignite your sense of justice with a showdown so intense it'll leave you breathless. Picture this, a bustling Chevron gas station in Spartanburg, South Carolina, where a routine morning stop for caffeine erupts into a tense confrontation caught on camera by a watchful crowd exposing bias and sparking a reckoning that shakes a nation. Buckle up, this tale of composure, courage, and jaw-dropping accountability is about to unfold in a parking lot where truth meets power. The Chevron gas station on East Blackstock Road in Spartanburg was a hive of morning activity, its pumps crowded with commuters fueling up their engines, idling under a cloudy sky that hinted at rain. The air carried the sharp scent of gasoline mingling with the faint aroma of burnt coffee from the convenience store, where neon signs advertised cheap sodas and lottery tickets. Pickup trucks and sedans jostled for space, their drivers darting in for snacks or cigarettes, while a red box machine near the ice cooler blinked its rental options. The parking lot was a microcosm of small-town hustle. Locals grabbing breakfast, burritos, delivery drivers checking routes, and retirees lingering over newspapers. Their conversations, a low hum of weather complaints and football scores. Traffic on the nearby highway clogged with the late morning rush horns honking faintly. But the gas station was its own world where the mundane met the unexpected, and today that unexpected was about to ignite a firestorm that would burn far beyond the asphalt. Isaiah Grant pulled into the lot, his black SUV gliding to a stop at Pump 6, its government plates subtle but unmistakable, its tinted windows a quiet shield. At 42, Isaiah was a black man whose commanding presence and steady gaze marked him as someone who belonged in high-stakes rooms, not a Spartanburg gas station. A deputy chief in the U.S. Secret Service, his charcoal suit was tailored to his solid frame, his white shirt, crisp no tie, just an earpiece in his right ear, and a silver badge clipped inside his jacket, visible only to those who knew to look. His short graying hair and calm eyes etched with years of covert operations and diplomatic details gave him an air of understated authority. His posture parting crowds without effort. Isaiah wasn't here for snacks or small talk. He needed one thing: a cup of black coffee to fuel a long day of briefings. He stepped out, his polished shoes crunching on the gravel-strewn asphalt, his SUV's engine ticking as it cooled, unaware that his routine stop was about to collide with a prejudice that would test his composure in ways no mission had inside the store. The fluorescent lights buzzed, casting a harsh glow over racks of chips and energy drinks. The clerk, a wiry man named Aaron with a goatee, ringing up a customer's gas. Lila Hayes, a 25-year-old cashier with a quick wit and a knack for tech, stood at the counter. Her navy chevron polo slightly wrinkled her dark ponytail, swaying as she scanned a pack of gum. Lila's sharp eyes missed nothing. Her phone always closed, her instincts honed by years of watching tense exchanges in the lot outside Mr. and Mrs. Hargrove, a wealthy couple in their 60s, lingered near their BMW at Pump 4, their pearl necklace and tailored suit glinting their smug chatter about local politics. A quiet backdrop. The lot hummed with life. A teenager pumped gas. A delivery driver checked his phone. A retiree sipped coffee by the air pump. But beneath the routine, a storm was brewing, its spark about to ignite with the arrival of a county deputy. Officer Derek Holt roared into the lot, his cruiser swerving to a stop barely within the lines, its red and blue lights off, but its presence ominous. A broad-chested man in his 30s, Holt's buzz cut and aviator sunglasses worn despite the clouds, gave him a swagger that bordered on menace. His navy uniform tight across his shoulders, his hand resting on his sidearm. Holt had a reputation in Spartanburg, quick to escalate, slow to listen. His hunches often targeting black drivers, his badge a shield for bias. He scanned the lot, his eyes locking on Isaiah's SUV, its government plates unnoticed, its sleek design and tinted windows, painting a target in his mind. Holt stepped out, his boots heavy on the asphalt, his voice barking as he approached Isaiah, who emerged from the store, coffee cup in hand. "You with that vehicle?" Holt demanded, his hand gripping his holster, his sunglasses glinting. Isaiah paused, his calm eyes meeting Holt's, his charcoal suit, a quiet contrast to the officer's aggression. "Yes, sir," he said, his voice even, his posture steady, his coffee cup a mundane anchor in a rising storm. Holt moved closer, his tone sharp, his hand tightening on his sidearm. "Keys registration." Now he snapped his buzz cut, casting a shadow. "What's your name?" Isaiah's eyebrow lifted, his voice steady, his earpiece glinting. "Sir, I am on official duty," he said, his suit jacket shifting slightly to reveal the badge's edge. "I can show you my credentials." Holt's eyes twitched behind his sunglasses, his voice louder, cutting through the lot's hum. "I asked for your name," he barked, his posture aggressive, his hand now fully on his gun. The crowd stirred, a teenager pausing at pump 3. His phone raised, a delivery driver glancing over. Lila stepping to the store's window, her phone in hand, sensing trouble. Isaiah's voice remained level, his calm, a shield. "My name is Deputy Chief Isaiah Grant, United States Secret Service," he said, his words clear, deliberate, his badge, a quiet truth. Holt's reaction was visceral, his sneer sharp, his hand drawing his gun, its barrel glinting under the cloudy sky. "Don't play games with me," he shouted, stepping forward close. Now his aviator's hiding his eyes, but not his contempt. "Everybody's got a story. You look real slick in that suit, huh? This your cousin's car. You borrow it from somebody?" The crowd gasped, a woman at pump 2, clutching her purse, her phone filming. Mr. Hargrove smirking, his tailored suit, a silent jab whispering to his wife, "He's probably lying." Her pearl necklace glinting, their elitist bias, a quiet complicity. Isaiah's calm held his coffee cup steady, his voice even. "I can reach for my credentials slowly," he said, his eyes locked on Holt's. "They're in my left inside pocket." Holt snorted his gun, unwavering, his chuckle. "Cruel, you think I haven't seen fake badges before," he said, his voice mocking. "Hands where I can see 'em now." Lila hit record, her phone trembling, her navy polo swaying as she captured the scene, her video uploading with the caption, "Cop pulls gun on black man for coffee. Huge mistake." The crowd grew, a retiree shouting, "Leave him alone," a teenager filming the delivery driver stepping closer. His phone raised the lot, a pressure cooker of tension. Isaiah set his coffee on the ground, his movements deliberate, his suit creasing as he knelt, lacing his fingers behind his head, his earpiece glinting, his voice level. "I am not a threat," he said, his calm, a weapon. "My badge is in my left inside pocket." Holt circled his gun, steady, his chuckle darker. "Man thinks he's in a movie," he said, his aviators, a mask of arrogance. "Bet you got backup in that SUV, huh? Recording with your boys." Isaiah's silence was strategic, his eyes scanning the crowd, noting Lila's phone. The retiree's outrage, the Hargrove's smirks, his strategist's mind, 3 steps ahead. Holt's hubris peaked as he yanked open the SUV's door, his gun still drawn, his search a violation of protocol. The crowd gasped, Lila's video hitting 10,000 views, comments flooding. "He's Secret Service and cops out of line." Inside, Holt found no drugs, no weapons, just a laptop docked in the console, a government-issued ID clipped to the glove box, its seal unmistakable. He froze, his aviator slipping his gun, lowering an inch, his certainty cracking. Isaiah's voice cut through, clear, commanding, audible to the crowd. "You just opened a secured federal vehicle without probable cause," he said, his calm, a guillotine, his earpiece buzzing. Faintly. Holt's sneer faltered, his voice sharp. "Yeah, and you're impersonating a federal officer." He snapped his gun, rising again. His buzz cut a shadow of panic. The lot's tension snapped as a second black SUV roared in its tinted windows, and quiet engine a stark contrast to Holt's cruiser. Its arrival a thunderclap. Agent Nora Ellis, a 38-year-old black woman with a no-nonsense stride, stepped out, her black suit crisp, her earpiece active, her credentials flashing. "Grant status," she called, her eyes snapping to Holt, her presence a shift in power. Isaiah, still kneeling, spoke evenly. "Non-compliant local officer drawn. Weapon unauthorized search of a secured vehicle." He said, his suit creased, but his resolve iron. "I've not resisted." Nora's gaze locked on Holt, her voice sharp. "Explain yourself, oh." She said, her badge gleaming. Holt lowered his gun slightly, his aviators hiding his unease, his voice faltering. "He claimed to be Secret Service," he said, his buzz cut casting a shadow. "I wasn't taking that at face value." Nora's eyes narrowed, her tone cutting. "You pulled a gun on a federal officer," she said. "No, that's not doubt, that's a felony." The crowd roared, phones raised, Lila's video hitting 50,000 views. Spartanburg, standoff trending, comments raging. "He's done. An Agent Grant's a hero." Mr. Hargrove's smirk faded, his whisper to his wife hesitant. "He might be legit," her pearl necklace glinting their elitist confidence. Shaken, a third SUV screeched and two agents emerging. Agent Malik Stone, a sharp-featured man with gray temples, and Agent Tara Lynn, a young woman with a steady gaze, their suits crisp, their hands alert but holstered. Malik approached Isaiah, his voice low. "Deputy Chief Grant, you injured?" he asked, his badge flashing. "No, sir." Isaiah said, his calm, unwavering, rolling body cams witnesses, recording a local officer failed to verify credentials before drawing. "Confirm," Malik nodded, his voice firm. "Confirmed." Nora turned to Isaiah, her suit a quiet alliance. "Stand, sir," she said, her eyes on Holt, her disapproval clear. Isaiah rose, dusting his pants, adjusting his jacket, his composure, a quiet storm. His coffee forgotten on the asphalt. Holt's bravado crumbled, his gun still in hand, his voice quieter. "You people don't get special treatment here," he said, his aviator slipping as his chest puffed. But his certainty gone, Malik's voice was low, lethal. "You thought wrong," he said, flipping his badge. "Supervisory Special Agent Malik Stone, U.S. Secret Service. Surrender your weapon and step away from Deputy Chief Grant." Holt blinked, his hand twitching his gun. Wavering, but Tara's sharp step forward, her hand near her holster, stopped him cold. "Don't make it worse," she said, her gaze piercing. Holt's face flushed, his pride buckling under the weight of eyes. Lila's phone, the crowd's cameras, the agent's body cams. Aaron watching from the store, his phone now filming too. The lot, a crucible of accountability. Holt slowly unclipped his holster, handing his gun grip, first to Malik. His buzz cut a shadow of shame, his aviator's hiding eyes that no longer dared to meet Isaiah's hands. "Where we can see them," Malik instructed, his voice calm but unyielding. Holt obeyed, his shoulders slumping. His uniform heavy, his badge a death knell, as Malik guided him to an unmarked sedan. Its door open, its interior a cage of his own making. The crowd cheered, a teenager shouting, "Got it all on video." A retiree yelling, "Badge number." Lila's video hit 100,000 views. At an agent justice trending comments, a global roar. He laughed at the badge and Grant's a king. The Hargroves retreated to their BMW, Mr. Hargrove muttering. "We misjudged him," his tailored suit, a humbled shell, Mrs. Hargrove's pearl necklace, a silent confession, their elitist bias exposed. Isaiah stood by his SUV, his charcoal suit creased, but his posture unbroken. His calm eyes scanning the lot, his earpiece buzzing with updates. Nora approached her, suit a quiet alliance, her voice urgent. "DHS is on the way," she said, her badge gleaming. "Holt's got priors, 3 profiling. Complaints, never disciplined. I heard it on the radio en route." Isaiah's jaw tightened, his voice low. His strategist's mind seizing the thread. "That's not a hunch. That's a pattern," he said. His coffee cup, forgotten his badge, a quiet truth. "Get that to the field office. I want his record audited, every stop, every report." Nora nodded, her radio crackling as she relayed the order. Her role as ally pivotal. Her steady gaze, a promise of justice. Lila stepped forward, her navy polo swaying, her voice bold. "Agent Grant, the video's blowing up," she said, showing her phone, its screen flooded with support. "The world's with you." Isaiah's nod was faint, his suit, a quiet storm, his voice calm. "Keep it spreading." "Lila," he said, his graying hair glinting. "Truth needs witnesses." The lot's chaos intensified. 2 unmarked sedans rolling in their DHS emblems, gleaming agents in dark suits, stepping out, their faces grim as they conferred with Malik. Aaron emerged from the store, his goatee framing a scowl, his voice low to a bystander. "I've seen Holt pull this before," he said, his phone still filming. "Always twitchy, always picking fights." The crowd's murmurs grew, some chanting justice, others filming Lila's video, hitting 200,000 views. Spartanburg standoff. A global firestorm, comments demanding accountability. Fire him, and Grant's a badass." The retiree approached Isaiah, his coffee cup trembling, his voice firm. "You did right, son," he said, his eyes shining. "We saw it all." Isaiah's nod was grateful, his calm, a quiet anchor, his strategist's mind on the precinct where Holt's badge was now a liability. Malik returned, his badge clipped to his belt, his voice low. "Holt's detained for review," he said, his gray temples glinting. "Field office wants your statement, preliminary by noon. Media's already circling." Isaiah's eyes flicked to the crowd, their phones, a constellation of truth, his voice steady. "No press yet," he said, his suit, a quiet armor. "Let the footage speak." Nora's radio crackled a DHS liaison confirming precincts on notice. Holt's records under audit. 17 stops flagged for bias in 2 years. Isaiah's jaw tightened, his voice resolute. That's a system, not a cop. He said, his earpiece buzzing. Push for a full precinct review. Policies, training, everything. Malik nodded, his voice firm. It's done, Chief, he said, his badge. A quiet promise, his role in detaining Holt, a cornerstone of the reckoning. The Hargroves drove off, their BMW's engine, a faint hum. Their elitist world shaken, Mr. Hargroves whispered to his wife. A confession. He's the real deal. The crowd dispersed, some cheering, others filming Lila's video, hitting 500,000 views. But Agent Justice, a global movement, comments, praising Isaiah's composure. He didn't even flinch, and Holtz finished. Iran approached Nora, his goatee framing a scowl, his voice low. Holt's been trouble for years, he said, his phone a quiet weapon. I'll testify if you need me. Nora's nod was firm, her navy dress a symbol of justice, her ledger ready for his statement, her role in the standoff, a spark for change. The gas station, once a mundane stop, was now a stage for Isaiah's truth, its chaos, a prelude to a revolution that would dismantle bias and inspire a nation watching in awe. The Chevron gas station on East Blackstock Road in Spartanburg, South Carolina, had morphed from a mundane morning pit stop into a crucible of accountability. Its asphalt lot and flickering pumps, now a global stage for Agent Isaiah Grant's unshakable resolve. Moments ago, Isaiah, a 42-year-old Black Secret Service deputy chief, had faced a gun drawn by Officer Derek Holt, whose prejudiced mockery of Isaiah's badge escalated a routine coffee stop into a high-stakes standoff. Isaiah's calm kneeling with hands behind his head and his strategic call for backup via earpiece had summoned Secret Service agents, disarming Holt and exposing his bias before a filming crowd. Lila Hayes' viral video, capturing Holt's sneering, "You think I haven't seen fake badges before," had skyrocketed to 1 million views with hashtags Spartanburg standoff, Agent, Justice, and #badge bias trending worldwide, turning the gas station into a symbol of truth over prejudice. Isaiah stood by his black SUV, his charcoal suit creased but his posture unbroken, his graying hair glinting under the cloudy sky, his warm brown eyes scanning the dispersing crowd. His strategist's mind navigating the fallout. Lila, the 25-year-old cashier, clutched her phone, her navy chevron polo swaying her video, a catalyst for justice. Agent Nora Ellis, the 38-year-old Secret Service operative, coordinated with arriving DHS agents, her black suit a quiet alliance, her badge gleaming. Mr. and Mrs. Hargrove, the elitist onlookers, had fled their pearl necklace, and tailored suit dimmed by shame, their earlier smirks a lesson learned. The lot was no longer just a gas station, it was a battlefield, and Isaiah's calm in the crosshairs was unleashing a federal response that would shatter Holt's career and spark a reckoning across a nation. The parking lot buzzed with fading chaos, the crowd thinning as commuters resumed their routines, their phones still raised, capturing the aftermath. Some shouting support. "You showed him, man." Others whispering in awe, their coffee cups forgotten. Lila's video hit 2 million views, comments flooding in. Agent Grant's a hero and Holt's done for. Social media erupted, hashtag Agent Justice, a global firestorm, with citizens sharing stories of biased stops, profiled drivers, dismissed complaints echoing Isaiah's ordeal, their voices a chorus inspired by his composure. News alerts flashed, Secret Service agent faces gun. In Spartanburg, cop disarmed, while influencers amplified the clip, turning Isaiah's stand into a rallying cry for accountability. The gas station's neon signs flickered, the hum of pumps and distant traffic, a stark contrast to the storm unfolding. Aaron, the wiry clerk with a goatee, watching from the store, his phone still filming, his scowl, a quiet verdict on Holt's actions. Isaiah adjusted his jacket, his badge clipped inside his earpiece, buzzing with updates from the Secret Service field office. His warm eyes steady, despite the media vans pulling into the lot, their cameras eager for a soundbite. Nora approached, her black suit crisp, her voice urgent but low. "Chief DHS has Holt in the sedan," she said, her badge gleaming, her radio crackling. "Field office confirms Holt's got 17 profiling complaints. 3 use of force incidents, all swept under the rug. We're pushing for a precinct audit." Isaiah's jaw tightened, his strategist's mind seizing the pattern, his voice resolute. "That's not a cop, that's a system," he said, his coffee cup forgotten on the asphalt. Get it to DHS full review policies training, everything. Nora nodded, her radio buzzing as she relayed the order. Her role as ally pivotal, her steady gaze a promise of justice, her suit a quiet rebellion against Holt's hubris. Lila's video hit 3 million views. The crowd's murmurs growing as bystanders shared clips, hashtags #Spartanburg standoff and #badge bias dominating feeds, comments demanding reform fire. Holt and Grant's calm is epic. Agent Malik Stone, the sharp-featured veteran with gray temples, stood by the unmarked sedan, where Holt sat his buzz cut, a shadow of shame. His aviators removed his eyes, avoiding the crowd's glare. Agent Tara Lynn, the young operative, with a steady gaze coordinated with DHS agents. Their dark suits, a wall of authority, their body cams rolling, capturing every move Malik approached. Isaiah, his badge clipped to his belt, his voice low. Holt's detained for misconduct review. He said, his gray temples glinting. We've got his gun, badge fold, administrative hold. Media circling chief, you want to make a statement? Isaiah's eyes flicked to the vans. There were reporters jostling, his voice steady. Not yet, he said, his charcoal suit, a quiet armor. Let the footage speak, truth doesn't need spin. The crowd's energy shifted as a sheriff's deputy, Lieutenant Carla Reese, arrived. Her Navy uniform creased her face, flushed with urgency, her radio crackling with precinct orders. Agent Grant, I'm sorry, she said, her voice trembling, her badge heavy. Holt's actions don't reflect our department. We're cooperating fully. Isaiah's nod was measured, his warm eyes piercing. They reflect your system, Lieutenant, he said, his voice calm but cutting. 17 complaints. No discipline. That's not one cop. Fix it. Or we will. Carla's face paled, her radio buzzing with the chief's voice. Holt's suspended pending investigation. Full audit ordered. The crowd cheered, phones raised. Lila's video, hitting 4 million views. Comments. A global roar. Systems broken, and Grant's calling the shots. Nora revealed a bombshell. Her black suit, a quiet defiance, her voice urgent. Chief, I pulled Holt's radio logs, she said, showing her tablet, its screen displaying flagged entries. He's been targeting black drivers for months. Suspicious vehicle calls with no evidence. All in minority neighborhoods. Precinct policy rewards, high stop counts, no oversight. Isaiah's eyes narrowed. His strategist's mind, a weapon, his voice resolute. That's not policing. That's profiling, he said, his earpiece buzzing. Send it to DHS, demand a policy review. This ends now. Nora's fingers flew, texting Maya Kim, a Washington Post journalist whose expose would unravel the precinct's practices. Her loyalty to Isaiah, a spark for change. Lila's video hit 5 million views. Had badge bias, a global movement, comments demanding justice. Expose the precinct, and Grant's a king. The Hargroves' absence was a verdict. Their BMW long gone, their elitist bias exposed Mr. Hargrove's earlier smirk, a memory. Mrs. Hargrove's pearl necklace, a futile adornment. A retiree, his coffee cup now cold, approached Isaiah, his voice firm. You did us proud, son, he said, his eyes shining. We're with you. Isaiah's nod was grateful, his calm, a quiet anchor, his voice soft. Thank you, sir, he said, his suit creased but his resolve iron. Lila stepped closer, her navy polo swaying, her voice bold. Agent Grant, the video's at 6 million, she said, her phone glowing. People are calling for reform nationwide. Isaiah's faint smile was resolute, his strategist's mind on the precinct, his voice steady. Good, he said. Let's make it count. DHS agents secured the scene, their sedans, a fortress, their dark suits, wall of authority, their body cams capturing Holt's detainment, his buzz cut a shadow in the sedan's window, his silence a confession. Tara coordinated with local police, her steady gaze a rebuke to Carla, her voice sharp. Your precinct's logs are with DHS, she said, her badge gleaming. Expect a federal review. Full scope? Carla nodded, her face ashen, her radio crackling with orders. All officers stand by for policy briefings. The crowd's cheers grew, some chanting justice, others filming Lila's video, hitting 7 million views. Agent. Justice, a global firestorm, comments praising Isaiah's composure. He didn't even raise his voice, and Holt's career's over. Malik revealed a deeper truth, his gray temples glinting, his voice low. Holt's not alone, he said, showing Isaiah a tablet with precinct data. This station's stop and frisk policy incentivizes racial profiling, quotas for arrests, no accountability. It's systemic. Chief Isaiah's jaw tightened, his voice resolute. That's not law enforcement, that's oppression, he said, his earpiece buzzing with DHS confirmations. Push for a DUI probe. Policies, training, leadership. I want the whole system audited. Malik nodded his badge, a quiet promise. His role in detaining Holt, a spark for reform. Nora's tablet flashed with Maya's draft, Spartanburg Cop's Bias exposed by Secret Service agent, its publication imminent. Its impact, a guillotine for Holt's precinct, comments already raging. Tear it down, and Grant's leading the charge. The federal response was swift, DHS agents conferring with the Secret Service. Their sedans, a command center, their radios buzzing with orders. Secure Holt's records. Full audit. Iran approached Tara, his goatee framing a scowl, his voice low. Holt's been shaking down folks for years, he said, his phone a quiet weapon. I've got names, dates, whatever you need. Tara's nod was firm. Her suit a symbol of justice, her tablet ready for his testimony, her role in the standoff, a catalyst for change. The retiree shouted to the crowd, "We got your back." Agent, his coffee cup raised his voice, a chorus of support, the lot. A stage for Isaiah's truth, its chaos, a prelude to a revolution. Holt in the sedan sat silent. His buzz cut a shadow of defeat. His aviators discarded his badge, stripped his career, a trending punchline. Social media tore him apart, memes of his sneer, circulating his uniform, a symbol of hubris. His silence, a confession. Isaiah addressed the agents, his charcoal suit a quiet storm, his voice resonant. This isn't about one cop, he said, his graying hair glinting. It's about a system that lets him thrive. We're not just detaining Holt. We're dismantling that system. The agents nodded their badges, a united front. Malik's voice firm. DOJ's on it, Chief, he said, his tablet flashing with probe confirmations. You've started a fire. Isaiah's faint smile was resolute, his warm eyes steady. Let it burn, he said, his coffee, forgotten his badge, a beacon, his calm in the crosshairs, a legacy that would reshape justice and inspire a nation watching in awe. The Chevron gas station on East Blackstock Road in Spartanburg, South Carolina, had faded into a quiet memory. Its pumps and neon signs, now a historic stage where Agent Isaiah Grant's composure had ignited a national reckoning. Days ago, Isaiah, a 42-year-old black Secret Service deputy, chief, faced a gun drawn by Officer Derek Holt, whose prejudiced dismissal of Isaiah's badge during a coffee stop exposed a systemic flaw in Spartanburg's precinct. Isaiah's calm kneeling with hands behind his head and his strategic call for backup had summoned Secret Service agents, disarming Holt and sparking a federal probe, all captured in Lila Hayes' viral video, now at 20 million views. Hashtags now Spartanburg standoff, Shamajin, justice, and #badge bias trended globally, transforming the gas station into a symbol of truth over bias. Isaiah stood in a Spartanburg community center, his charcoal suit traded for a navy sweater, his graying hair glinting as he mentored youth, his warm brown eyes reflecting a legacy forged in resilience. Lila, the 25-year-old cashier turned activist, led a workshop on civic engagement, her navy polo replaced by a blazer, her phone a tool for change. Agent Nora Ellis, the 38-year-old Secret Service operative, spearheaded precinct reforms, her black suit a symbol of progress. Mr. and Mrs. Hargrove, the elitist onlookers, had vanished, their pearl necklace and tailored suit, humbled their earlier complicity, a lesson learned. The gas station was no longer a pit stop. It was a monument to Isaiah's truth, and his calm in the crosshairs was forging a legacy of clarity that would reshape policing, inspire reform, and echo for generations. The fallout from Isaiah's stand was seismic, its impact rippling far beyond Spartanburg. Lila's video, now at 25 million views, had sparked a global movement. Comments flooding in Grant's A King and End Police. Bias, major news outlets ran exposés. Secret Service agents calm, diffuses racist, cop, in Spartanburg's reckoning. A black agent's stand. While influencers amplified the clip, turning #Agent Justice into a rallying cry for accountability. Citizens shared stories of unjust stops, profiled pedestrians, dismissed complaints, echoing Isaiah's ordeal. Their voices, a chorus inspired by his composure. The DOJ, triggered by Isaiah's demand for a precinct audit, indicted Holt on civil rights violations. His trial a national flashpoint, his Navy uniform replaced by a courtroom suit, Spartanburg PD's stop-and-frisk policies, exposed as quota-driven, faced a federal overhaul with 5 officers disciplined, their badges tainted by complicity. Social media hailed Isaiah's victory posts trending. He broke the system and clarity over chaos. Inside Spartanburg's community center, Isaiah mentored teens, his Navy sweater, a quiet inspiration, his voice steady as he taught conflict resolution. "Your power's in your calm," he said, his graying hair glinting under fluorescent lights, his warm eyes meeting theirs. "Stay clear, even when they try to cloud you." The teens nodded, one sketching a badge with justice etched on it, her drawing later displayed at a local gallery, captioned "Strength in Stillness, the Grant Clarity Initiative." A $3 million program launched to fund anti-bias training and youth civic education. Its suggestion box modeled on Isaiah's vision, overflowing with ideas. More Black cops and community oversight boards. At a center event, Isaiah addressed hundreds, his voice resonant. "We don't just fight bias," he said, his sweater a quiet rebellion. "We build systems that don't allow it. That's our legacy." The crowd roared, Lila at his side, her blazer, a symbol of activism, her workshop, a cornerstone of change. Nora's reforms transformed Spartanburg PD, dismantling quota systems, mandating body cams, and hiring diverse recruits with 25% of new officers from underrepresented groups. At a precinct briefing, she stood before cops, her black suit a symbol of authority, her voice firm. "Agent Grant exposed what happens when we fail," she said, her badge gleaming. "We're not just policing, we're serving." Officers nodded, some reflecting, Holt's absence a stark reminder. Nora's promotion to liaison, backed by Isaiah's endorsement, inspiring Black recruits, her role in the standoff. A career-defining act. Lila's video hit 30 million views. Comments praising Nora. "She's a force." And Spartanburg's reborn Holt faced a brutal reckoning. Convicted of civil rights violations, he received a 7-year sentence, his trial uncovering 20 unreported profiling incidents. His career, a trending disgrace. Online memes of his fake badges sneer, circulated his buzz, cut, a symbol of hubris, his silence a confession. In a surprising twist, Holt contacted the Grant Initiative a year later, offering to volunteer at a youth program seeking redemption. Isaiah met him, his gaze piercing, but open actions speak louder than regrets. He said his wisdom, a guide. Holt's commitment to mentoring teens earned cautious respect, his transformation. A quiet echo of Isaiah's influence, though his prejudice remained a scar. The Hargroves humbled, donated $150,000 to the initiative. Their apology public. "We failed to see Agent Grant's truth." Mrs. Hargrove said, her pearl necklace dimmed by remorse. Mr. Hargrove added, "We're with him, his tailored suit, a humbled shell, their wealth redirected to civic education." Lila's activism soared, her street truth blog, partnering with Maya Kim, whose Washington Post article, "Agents Calm Sparks, Police Reform," went viral, inspiring national changes. Police departments adopted Isaiah's standards, with cities mandating de-escalation training and civilian oversight, their chief citing his stand as a catalyst. Lila's video hit 35 million views, comments. A global call. Grant changed policing, and no bias, no badges. Isaiah's legacy was profound. He mentored youth, connecting with Marcus Caldwell, a hotel manager from another story whose stand against power aligned with his own, their shared resilience, a bond. His Spartanburg apartment buzzed with calls, chiefs, activists, a DOJ official inviting him to a policing summit. He accepted, speaking plainly. "I wasn't invisible, you chose not to see me. Clarity isn't a choice, it's a duty." The room stood, their applause heavy. His words a beacon. The Smithsonian requested Lila's video for a Civil Rights in Action exhibit. Its caption, "Calm conquers bias." Social media celebrated posts trending Grants, the blueprint in his legacy lives. Spartanburg PD's trust scores rose. Its officers a team united by Nora's reforms, their body cams a shield against bias, their training rooted in Isaiah's ethos. Maya's PBS documentary Isaiah's Stand rivaled Lila's video, now at 40 million views. Comments a global roar. He pleaded justice. Holt's volunteering became a fixture. His mentorship, a quiet atonement. His redemption, a testament to Isaiah's belief in change. The Hargroves funded scholarships. Their influence a humbled force for good. Lila, now a national advocate, inspired reform. Her blog, a platform for the voiceless Isaiah's DOJ task force, set national standards, Its policies a legacy that soared higher than any mission, a testament to the agent who turned a gun's threat into a call for clarity. At a Spartanburg youth rally, Isaiah spoke his sweater, a quiet inspiration. "Your truth is your strength," he said, his voice echoing. His gas station stand, a boy-inspired wrote a poem titled Badge of Calm performed at a city event captioned Power and Peace. The Chevron lot, once a stage for Holt's hubris, was now a community hub, its pumps a backdrop for reform talks, its neon signs a reminder of truth's triumph. Isaiah walked Spartanburg streets, his sneakers soft on the pavement, his smile a quiet victory. His legacy, not in headlines or badges, but in the youth he mentored, the systems he reshaped, and the clarity that outshone prejudice. Have you ever faced bias with unshakable calm? Share your story in the comments and let's inspire each other. Hit that subscribe button for more epic tales that'll change how you see the world. This is Pa's Storytime, and we're just getting started.